Greetings, everyone. Welcome. It's time for another draft here on Going Optimal. I've opted for Kaldheim today. I did ask chat what format of Kaldheim, and landslide best of one today, so that's what we're going to do here. Looks like we're at our usual. This is kind of where most of my accounts end up at high platinum. Sometimes they hit diamond, but not much higher than that because of my multi-accounting strategy for reducing the cost of MTGArena. For me, it's completely free. I have great resources on this account and others as well. The reason I recommend multi-accounting, it prevents you from being able to get to the top of it didn't prevent you. You can still focus on it, but it works against you achieving rank because you're spreading your play across multiple accounts. But by spreading your play across multiple accounts, you get to get the income of gold from wizards across 3 accounts instead of 1. So let's say you win, you generally play on 1 account until you win like 10 or 12 times a day because you play a lot of Magic. Well, those first 4 wins are getting you paid a lot. The next 8 aren't getting you paid much at all. If you hop around and basically play out those 12 wins across 3 accounts, you get paid 3 times as much gold for your efforts. Of course, another problem is you don't get to combine your collections across accounts, so that's fair as well. But even within that, I still maintain a very good collection. I basically 4x my main account. I say basically because I don't really even worry about 4xing anymore because I have the wildcard stores to create whatever deck I want. I got 41 rares and 33 mythic rare wildcards. 57 common, few hundred uncommon. So I'm less worried about, even though I'm a collector at heart, I'm very much less worried about getting 4x of everything from every set. And I'm very much concerned about being able to play what I want to play when I want to play it on Magic the Gathering Arena. And that's what this allows me to do. So I've kind of let go of 4x as a goal, and it's more an actually now a measuring post for me on when to switch out of drafting that set. If we get to 4x of Kaldheim, I'll stop drafting that set on this account because it's diminishing returns. Even though it can be fun to see a Kaldheim prize pack produce gems out of the rare slot, when you start seeing gems out of the rare slot, it probably means you are at the tail end of the value for drafting that set, and that's where I switched to side accounts to even draft at all, so that I'm instead playing, because I enjoy standard too. I mean, this is a strategy for people who like to play standard, because then if I've stopped drafting the main set on my main account, I still want to be grinding gold on that account, so then I come in and play standard, and good thing, I get to play whatever deck I want because I have all that stuff worked out. So that's my cycle of life here. I just want to keep beating that drum and make sure that people who are not thinking about the value in a second account consider if that might be a way to extract value from the system that they hadn't thought of before. A way to extract value from the retail system that I'm sure you've all thought of before is going to my sponsor, CardKingdom.com, because if you buy physical Magic stuff for tabletop Magic experiences and you're not looking at Card Kingdom at least as a possibility, then you're doing it wrong, because they have incredible inventory. They get your order out the door fast. You get it exactly as described with cool stuff in the package. There's always some neat token or something special in there to give you a little smile to boot. And they have the buy list that's the envy of the industry. You're never going to find a place to sell a big collection to that's going to give you more than Card Kingdom. I, in fact, dabble in the secondary market myself, and there are times where their buy prices on a given card are so high that it's almost arbitrage for me to just sell it directly to them. Like, I stopped bothering even listing it to sell to customers, and I just sell directly to Card Kingdom because they're paying as much as a customer would sometimes. It's really incredible. When they want a card, they want it, and they'll let you know through their buy prices, so make sure you check those out too. And they are also, we've got the Strixhaven preview stuff is getting rolling. I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow, show you a video tomorrow, but basically, of course, Strixhaven pre-orders are going to be available as they become available over at cardkingdom.com, so keep an eye on that as well. Thanks. Happy Problems asks what standard decks I've been enjoying lately. I liked it before Kaldheim, and I really like it now. The Teamer Ramp. Teamer Ramp is totally my style of constructed deck. It's just such a Timmy Spike or Johnny Spike is kind of where I want to be in constructed. So yeah, I've been playing that one. Look, you gotta love a deck that's looking to cast a Time Walk once to then beat you with creatures who attacked a second time. Like, whoa, it's not even trying to take all the turns. It's just trying to take one extra turn to kill you. I love it. Anyway, I've won so many games off of the extra turn, couple of birds swinging in with everything. I love it. So that's been my favorite constructed deck of lately. And Teamer's actually been pretty good in this format too. Let's see what comes up today in draft land. I'm going to get into the draft view here and update this format info. Well, it's happened, gang. I've gone for the ponytail approach. I'm still learning how to have long hair, and the shoulder curls were just kind of weird, so I went with the ponytail today. We'll see how that goes. Long hair. It's a new thing for me. We got Bergie looking strong. There's Bound in Gold. Squash, pretty good, but not as a place to start. We can look, I didn't mention the rare, but I don't think of Egon as a place I want to start. Not only is it black, which is conventionally wisdom-wise not the best color here, it's actually just not even that, it's not good. Like, I ended up with this card in a black deck. Like, I had a black deck, and we were looking for cuts, and was like, wow, we should just cut Egon. It's really not doing anything. It's not that good. However, I do think, like, I don't know, there's something about a 1-mana legendary artifact side that makes me think it'll have long-term implications, but for limited here today, not much. I think we take Bergie over Bound, but it's close. I'm going to take Bergie. Basalt Ravager is an interesting follow to Bergie. It's also a giant. Couple of giants to start. Binding the Old Gods, super powerful, but gold and not where we started. That being said, base green means we can do just about anything. We can take the Rimewood, but Basalt Ravager, you know, we were talking about the data. We were looking at some 17 lands data as analyzed by a data analytics expert, and Basalt Ravager, one of the top performing kind of build around uncommons. It was up there hanging with a lot of the rares in terms of impact, but you got to be careful. Like, I've been underwhelmed with this card in some decks simply because I didn't have the synergy to actually make it good. So again, that kind of 17 lands data can be tricky. It doesn't mean just because it's a highly ranked card that you can blindly throw it in a deck and it's good. It just means that it can be leveraged into an incredible card. So we're going to take it and keep that in mind. We do want to get some snow going for Bergie, but probably not over Provoke here. I don't see anything else even competing. There's Narfi's Betrayal. This was high on the list of cards that on average people lost with, but it doesn't mean you can't play it effectively. You just have to understand what it's doing and make sure your deck wants that job. And I think there's enough aggro in the format that this has been underperforming, because you don't have too much time to play this on 3 and do all this stuff if you're being beat down by raptors, right? You don't like Provoke? Well, what do you want instead? Just Snowland? That's fair. If this were a Snow Duel, I'd be over it. And it's true, we could end up with enough good removal that we like cut a thing like a Provoke. So yeah, I also want to cut colors, but with the Bergie, we can make a stand. This, like, I do want to support the Bergie, so I'll take a Snowland narrowly there at the end. And then we get a Shimmer Drift, interesting. Lindy, Pick, Rune, solid on when you have things like the Pick. But Shimmer Drift with Bergie and wanting to cast our spells seems great. Yeah, Pretender could be interesting with the giant plan. Changeling, Shapeshifter goes a long way there, but not passing the Veil. And kind of excited to see it there late, although now we got nothing. But we got a Liberator We've seen this card kind of take over on its own. Runeforge Champ early on, we could take this and try to make it happen. But I don't think we're already a couple steps towards red-blue, and the Liberator is good enough that I think we just keep stepping towards red-blue. This is definitely signally, though. You like the Hulk better? In the abstract, I can see what you mean, but I'm not passing on I'm not passing on the Liberator here. Now we get a Frostpire land. Obviously does not play well with Liberator. We could take it. We could also just take Lindy and be aware that we might not be in red or green, or we could be in Teamer still with Lindy. Kind of like the Lindy with the Frostpire being, this is another thing brought up in the data dump of the 17 lands. Yeah, I like taking the Worm here, and we'll see maybe if the Frostpire even comes back around. Maybe. Icehide, Mists, Depart, Snow Swamp. Trying to kind of stay away from the black here. Let's take Icehide Troll. Got a couple of snowlands already, and we're looking to add more. So I'm going to take this, and we'll see. We need more snowlands to make this a real deal, but could do that. Elven Bow is safer than Icehide Troll, given that. But I think second Troll and really press on the snowlands, or Elven Bow is what we're talking about here. Chat likes the bow. I kind of like pushing towards the snow plan. Yeah, bow makes bad creatures good. Icehide Trolls can literally take over a game. We'll take the bow to have first bow over second troll, but I push back. If you are dedicated snow, I think Icehide Troll is better for the deck than bow. Yeah, I know it needs no support, but if you were there at the end of the deck, at the end of the draft with the tools. So we could take Rune of Speed. We're looking teamery, and we do have a piece of equip now. Glade Warden does not impress me at all, but we could take it. Sometimes it does stuff. You just need to go long before it does anything. It is a shapeshifter. I guess I'll take it on the strength of it being a giant. I don't love it, though. All right, I guess we're getting Icehide Trolls late, but we might even want the Cav for 2-drop support. But Icehide Troll is so dominating if you can get the snow that I'm going to take the second one and pass on the Cav here. We don't have the snow for it yet, but we're going to sure try to get it. Mammoth Growth is a grudgingly playable if we're late. Well, I mean, I don't know what your C is, Pablo. That's just, I mean, see? Lindworms, they go 12th all the time. See? Like, what does that mean? That's obviously not true, right? These don't go 12th all the time. This is where we are. I'm going to take that and throw it there. Yeah, maybe we run this. Maybe you run that. A couple of bad blue removal spells, but, you know, you could do worse. Really wish this were a sweet snow land. It's an okay one. I hope we don't want to... We have to start on a snow land. We could take a Vandal. Doomscar Titan is a giant. And we are still reddish. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, it is a giant. Giant Berserker. You're not interested at all in the... I know it's not really doing what we want to do. This is more of an aggro top-end card. But it is a giant. That's what has me appeal. Has some appeal to me there. Yeah, but this is a bigger giant. I get it. This is a giant too. This is where I was at though. Houdini likes the snowland, and that's fair too. Like maybe we just need to take the snowland. Like we got 2 Icehide Trolls, and I'm actually on the snowland. I agree with Houdini. I'm taking the snowland. Outrider. is a decent reward for what we're up to. And Mass Vandal again. Hopefully, maybe we'll wheel one of these. We saw, I mean, we got Lindy 12th. I'm kind of hoping we find a Vandal on the wheel, but can't count on it. Replicating Ring, Snow, Fixing. There's also a Tree Line. There's a nice Equip in the Pick, although with where we're headed, I don't think this is really a pick deck. Mirror Lake. This is a Mirror Lake deck. But these have been coming around. Like, we're going to try and wheel the Mirror Lake. Might just want some baseline mono-green interaction, though. Yeah. I'm enamored by the Ring. It certainly works well with the Outrider, because then you can get, you know, it doesn't matter. You can pump up everything, right? So that's great. But we're going to take Struggle for interaction since we're low on that right now. We got the Ravager and little else. Path to the World Tree. It's early enough to pick this up, and there's not much else going on. There's a 3 seasons that we're not there for yet. We don't have the snow yet. But even if we're just 3 color, Path is fine. And it's interesting how Path plus a couple of Shimmerdrift Veils plus a random off-color Snow Duel suddenly lets you get all 5 colors out of a 3-ish color deck. That's also where the Glittering Frost can help. Fjord, though, is really great. Here's another Vandal, but we're going to pass it again. Passing another Vandal. Fenrir really wants one. I get you, Fenrir, but this is an on-color Snow Duel. I'm not passing it. I want this Arcanist, too. Another on-color Snow Duel that I'm not passing. Some medium stuff here. All right, the snow lands are coming in the right colors and in the right timing. So this is nice. I wouldn't maybe mind a Veil in the deck, but we're really getting there on the snow lands this pack. Good ones, so it's great. I'm really liking that. Gosh, maybe I'll just keep it going here, lock it down. Don't know if looks like we're kind of light red, so we might not end up playing this Liberator. Just splashing a Ravager. So that makes me want continued snow. I'm going to take the Snowland again. Maybe we can splash this. There's a Run Amok. What do you think? Run Amok or possibility of Splash the Fall? I mean, we do want to get to 5 colors possible with the Path. Molecule Man just wants to run. I took the run last second there. Snakeskin Veil. Are we running that? This is the type of deck that doesn't feel like it has the spell room for something like a Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, but I don't like what we're looking at. We could take a Strategic Planning. Like, if I have to play a random... Yeah, maybe... Yeah, I guess it's better than the Planning, but I don't love it. Do not love it. We're taking a Yeti here. Do not love that either, but you can run 1 and not have it be embarrassing. It's just bad if you face aggro and are dropping Hill Giants on 4 and trying to stop Boros aggro with that, right? 3 seasons or gems. Yeah, we're not snowy enough for that. And I do acknowledge the Vandals are gone. I am happy with what we took over them. Double white. Stroke is possible. I'm going to move the Stronghold out for now, but it's possible if we end up with the Glittering Frosts, we could end up playing that land. Well, here's a Snowfeller. It's black, but we could try to get that, shoehorn it in. If we don't take that, we're looking at a Frostbite or a Glade Walker. I think, given the opportunity cost of a Frostbite, we can take the Necromancer. Oh, Squash. Yeah, sorry. Squash is what we're giving up. I somehow didn't see that. But, so there it is. A Squash or look to splash Draugr. We don't have a lot of removal to make the Draugr particularly good, though. I think we can take it, though. The opportunity cost is low enough on the squash, and that's good enough that we should take it. Oh, World Tree helps us do the path to the World Tree in one card. But we also have this bottom row of awesomeness. Sculptor is super interesting. But I think I take the tree, given that we have Path to the World Tree, and given that we just picked up a Necromancer. Tough one, though. That's a lot of nice stuff we just passed. And I'm going to take a Mistwalker here, get some turn 3 giant action going on. Gladewalker, if that came around, would be fine. And I don't think we're playing either of these. At this point, I see us just splashing a couple of things. Could get a Swamp in case we... Nah, whatever. We're taking the Behold. There's also Invasion. Maybe we wheel that, but I'm always Beholden here. Another chance at a Doomscar. We didn't love it the first time around. There's a Faceless Haven that we will have the tools to deal with, but Spirit is going to be a fixer and a big boy. This makes me want to find maybe one Snow Swamp for the Necromancer. If we find a Snow Swamp for free, you know, for cheap late in this pack, I don't think the Haven will wheel. We'll see. And Horizon Seeker, a fine pickup here. We're not snowy enough for Frostaugur. If you are desperate for gems, not even desperate, if you are managing your gems, you can absolutely take the Pyre of Heroes for gem value and collection building. We're going to take Horizon Seeker. Harold, not going to be for us. Seize the Spoils is interesting, but I'm going to take Provoke. We don't have that much removal in the end, at the end of the day, and we even have a Necromancer we're trying to make work. So yeah, we'll provoke some non-trolls probably. This could be part of a Black Splash plan, although the double red isn't that exciting for me either. We're not trying to do either of those. We'll take a run ashore, and maybe that sees play. White pretty open. Good white stuff going late. I don't like planning on blocking Ravenform 1/1s with our single Mistwalker. That seems a little of a stretch in terms of saying, so we're happy with Ravenform. I mean, basically, I don't think it moves the needle much on Ravenform. It's still a thing you can play if you are feeling the need. I think we take a 1 Broken Wings, though. Let's grab that. I'll main deck one of those. Bind is possible main as well. Help us survive early here. We're very low. Look at our early action is just disastrous in this deck. So getting a bind here is pretty big, actually. Given that we seem to start on 3. You're going to try and not play this Mammoth Growth. Try and not play the Ravenform, but we might. We'll see. This doesn't seem realistic. None of this seems realistic. Draugr, meh. I don't think the Boat or the Robber. I'm not looking to have red mana early in this deck. Maybe you play a second Broken Wings. So deck has some stuff going on for it, but it's a little concerning about how little it has going on the low end. Honestly, I don't love this. If I'm honest, we'll try and make it work. This is Premier. $60 on the grind today. Yeah, Fenor, it's too bad. I stand by those picks as I made them, but I mean, it was early pack 2. Passing, we had like, it was Vandal, pack 2, pick 2, pack 2, pick 3, or pack 2, pick 1, pack 2, pick 2, something in there. It's like, yeah, I mean, this is how it played out, but I don't hate those decisions given the info we had at the time. And this puts us at 40. What does it look like creature-wise? A little under creatured, although Elven Bow counts, and that's all right. So it kind of looks like this is what we're up to, unless we want to add another, like, Run Ashore. That doesn't seem right. Fenrir likes Broken Wings #2 over Veil #1. It's a little iffy, but also with being low on creatures, maybe we need to protect protect our stuff. Could also just play a Mammoth Growth for something in between the two, you know? Well, not that Broken Wings, just that it's interaction of a sort. So we've got one nomination for Broken Wings. Here, I'll cut the Veil, and we'll do a poll for final card here. The Disenchant, that's on the list. The Broken Wings, we have one already, that's the thing. But that was exactly what Fenrir was suggesting. So you can vote along with Fenrir, I guess. So I'm going to poll 40 seconds here, and your final options are Run for Run Ashore, Raven for Raven Form, Amok. Well, actually, I'm not going to... Run Amok is not an option. We're not red enough for Run Amok. Veil, though, is an option. Veil and Wings and Growth for Mammoth Growth. So Run... Yeah, I also don't think we're going to do Run Ashore. I'm not going to offer Run Ashore. We have 2 Lindies and a Run Ashore. I don't want a 4th 4-drop, so I'm going to offer you Raven, Veil, Wings, and Growth. We'll see what y'all think of those 4 options. And Wings, Lindworm, Snowy, Trolls, kind of trying to come up with a name here. Splashing Red, Black. Looks like Wings is the big winner. Oh, Veil was. Sorry, Wings had such a late push, I figured Wings was winning, but Veil won in the end. I'll follow chat with Veil. We'll see how it goes. And Veil's if you wanted something else, well, when we draw a Veil, you can pretend you were right. This is what to include. That's why I made it to 39 cards, to try and be clear about that. Yeah, this is how about a Thaw Punt for Saw? Thawing Logs, because we're going to use forests. Sure, whatever. Let's move on. All right. That's clever, Wang, but I'm going to try and be more positive. Yeah, we're playing Mist. That's not great, but it's interaction. We need that early interaction. Heavy white, heavy blue-green. Just a touch of red and black. I think we need the one... too bad we didn't pick up that Snow Swamp. But we need one swamp, given that we are playing Horizon Seeker and have the path. We might even want the one plains, although I think we kind of have to treat... If we get a late Shimmerdrift Veil, when we've got our Teamer mana set, we'll put this on plains. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't want to hurt our core mana just to add another possibility towards the path. If we had like a couple of paths, I think it'd be worth it. Yeah, the Ravager is obviously very good, but I mean, you say the red is iffy. The red is fine. The red is removal, although what's our Shapeshifter Giant count? We got 2 Giants and 2 Shapeshifters. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Ravager's not actually that good here because we don't have enough samey stuff. Like, even, like, we've got 4 Warriors, I guess, so we have Warrior plus Shapeshifter that could do something, but still, nothing making this amazing. So people like the red. Is the red even worth it? The trouble is, like, what do you want to put in? You want to put in Undersea Invaders? Like, we got to look at what it's the over what question that has me thinking we're still going to keep the red, because it's just like, I hate, you know, say what you will about the Ravager or the Provoke in this deck, but like, I don't know about cutting it so that we can put in like a Wings and a Growth or a Wings and a Liberate. Like, there's just not a lot of options unless we're happy with Undersea Invaders. So yeah, red is going to stay in. And we only need the 1 mountain though, so we'll do that. So now let's see about 1 mountain, 1 swamp, no plains, and now let's do the mana math. Green has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And blue has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 if you count the path. So kind of gives us an 8, 8 plus the remainders. I don't know. I guess it's because, so that's an interesting question about the design of this card, because it is a weird design. So first and foremost, the ETB tapped is because they don't want you ambushing attackers, okay? They don't want that to be a function of this card. Fine. You don't want to ambush attackers, but obviously the way to do that then is just to make a 6 mana, 5/6 giant rogue. Vanilla, right? Why not just make it vanilla? And the flash does allow you to operate at instant speed a little bit in the blue deck. So if you have Undersea Invaders, the conceit is that you could also run these run ashores, and then you get to decide on their turn whether you are going to run ashore, or if they don't do anything worthy of firing off the run ashore, then you get to land the invader. So that's the design space it's trying to occupy. It's a little weird though. Yeah, counterspells. That's what I mean. Run ashore was one example. What I'm saying is operating at instant speed is the reason to have a card like Undersea Invader, and then entering it tapped prevents it from being a blowout combat trick effectively. But yeah, this just helps you operate at instant speed. That's why it exists. And oh wait, are we actually have another mana to add? That's nice. So we can go. We're at 8. I guess we want maybe 9 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could go 9 green to extra support the path. Yeah, we may come back to it. I'm going to run this as is. Just because it does have that interaction doesn't make it correct, but it's, you know, and we have Behold. I mean, we're doing some stuff at instant speed, but yeah, all right, I forgot about the Spirit as fixing as well in Seeker. Yeah, so let's go see if anybody redeemed lands. Did that. No land redemption, so 1, 2, 3 islands, 4 forests, and then 1 each of swamp and mountain. Okay. OG 1, 2, 3. 1. When? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what do you think? How grim is it? We're going to get so run over by aggro, but we have good shots at taking down anything that's not hyper aggro. 3 hyper aggro decks incoming, right? We'll see, we'll see. No blue yet, but I'm going to keep this on the strength of the Horizon Seeker on 3. That island gives us possible mists on 2 if we decided it were necessary. I like that this has flash. At least if they get aggro on us, we could throw this on whatever they play. Or they could play a pick. Well, we're gonna just go with the Horizon Seeker here. Probably Spirit next turn. If they start threatening with the pick, we could break it, but I don't see the need to break the pick just on sight. We gotta wait till it's actually gonna do something. Now it's an extra juicy target. Did not think we were going to get hit by a Gold Vein pick that turn. That was surprising. We found our Necromancer, but now... Well, I guess they would have the pump if they want to do that. I'm just trying to figure out how we want... Because Spirit would be nice to ramp a bit here. We'll do it as a trick for the 2-for-1. It doesn't actually do that, though, because, sure, we get rid of this, but then they have a 1-1 pup that could boast into a 3-1 first striker. So it doesn't actually... We don't actually get to eat it. It's not a haha gotcha moment. Maybe with the miss, it could be, if that's what you're talking about. But then we don't... we could get the pup and get the pick later. Yeah, I'm kind of with Mike. Let's just get the Spirit going. They might not want to attack anyway. I really want the land draw, as Fenor and Mike are saying, so I'm going to agree with them on that. And let's take... With World Tree, we could go Veil on white here. Trying to decide if I should get Veil on white given World Tree, but we have the tree in place, so we don't need to worry about white. Let's just get we already dropped a land this turn, so then maybe we want an untapped land for next turn. Yeah, so let's get Snow. Yeah, we have a couple of gods. Here's one of them. Well, you know about this one. Probably playing that. At this point, we could have Miss and Wings up if we want. We could also attack, Seek, and still have Wings up. Yeah, that's a lot of mana, a lot of cards to not have anything going, but we are going to use wings on their turn anyway. So if they counter it, they're spending mana on their turn. Ah, okay. That's fine too. We don't even need that, so it's good that they're kind of using their removal on it. And now, let's see. Well, I'm gonna... Do we want to... Yeah, I'm gonna attack... Fenner says hold back, but I'm just gonna fire off the broken wings on the pick anyway. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try and blow them out with wings, I guess. Yeah, all right, we'll say no attacks because now the block does work. The blowout block before didn't work because we didn't have high enough toughness. So we can try that, sure. Is there a 2-mana spell to make? Not really. We're gonna have the wings available and then mists as well if it comes to it. But we're gonna have all mana next turn. So, this is the little edge case type things where I'm never not 100% sure, but like there's an argument for going for the broken wings now, see if they have a counter, and if they do, then don't block, or commit them to the pump, and then do it after a response to the pump so that we draw out the boast. Those are the two lines. But I like what Fenner is pointing out, that we do have a backup plan of the mists. If they blow us out here, we have this backup. So with the backup plan in effect, I like the block. But I think without it, I would play a little conservatively and try and just feel out the situation. Well, it wasn't a counter, but looks like we are going to need both just to not lose our creature. That was complicated. Well, the rune got him a card, though. It was like more like a 4 for 3, 3 for 2, something like that. Yeah, Worm for big recoveries. Lindy for the stabilization play. That's not the worst for us. We can even bind that thing. If we bind it, we can bind and spirit. I mean, it takes 7, right? But then what do they do? So let's bind, spirit, or at least start with the bind. And with 5 mana remaining, yeah, let's spirit and get more mana. And this, again, comes to hand. Let's go get untapped sources. And now we have mists if we want it. I guess I could have got tapped sources if we didn't think we were going to fire this off, but I like having this available. They know we have it, but... I mean, I could throw it on the pup. I don't even want to, though. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can go Necromancer Misty. We can go Bergie Hold Up Mists. I kind of like Necromancer Misty. It puts 5 total power on the board, which is close to Lindy and more than Bergie. And it sets us up to start saying, if you chump, we're going to get your stuff. And it maxes our mana, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to start with this pre-combat so that if they chump, we get... Well, we get the snow permanent for spirit, and if they chump, we get the pup. And then now we can drop the Misty as well. That doesn't look like it's going to do it for them. And in fact, this might provoke a scoop. Do we have it? Oh, we're 1 mana away from just winning here, but actually we can Burgie. Can we just win right now? I'm just trying to figure out if we can keep him from getting another turn. I run ashore and we only get 11. Oh no, so we get 9, and I don't have the pump. I don't see winning here, so I'm gonna run ashore because it assures it for next turn. Because they have to, if they put it on top, they lose, right? So we're just gonna, I'm gonna run ashore, and we're gonna put this in the library and this in hand, whatever. Burgie would be a fine line too. One of the reasons I took Run Ashore is that if they have some sort of sweeper out, then we get to hold this stuff back in hand. Although the only sweeper out they could have that's relevant would be the giant sweeper, which doesn't sweep Burgie. So maybe Burgie would have been fine. I mean, yeah, Burgie forces a block, but this forces through 9 damage and puts him to 2. So I'm like, if we couldn't get him, if we couldn't actually kill them, the Run Ashore that forces them to basically lose a creature and draw randomly off the top is good. I mean, I think all roads led to victory there. Really the only question was, were we playing around a sweeper, and what's the right way to do that? And given that the only sweeper I could come up with if they didn't show a new source of mana was giant based, I think we had it either way. So despite my terrible line, we got there. I don't think that was terrible. It was just might probably convince me with the help of the supercomputer that it was suboptimal, but although it did make me think of a new meme, because he's called it a terrible line, it made me think of Trent Reznor. I want a terrible line. Terrible line. Let's go World Tree. Then if we draw something blue, we can do it all here, rather than Fjord, which I guess maybe Fjord would... No, yeah, then we couldn't cast a green thing. I knew I had some sort of reason. But now we can't cast anything, so Fjord. Wow, binding the cavalry could be really good for us given the Boros aggro it looks like we're facing. And we could do that in foretell the struggle. So I'm going to do that. This is a great card to bind. Next turn, we could just provoke something if it's the right thing to do. We could also, with another green, Outrider and Struggle. But right now, we're choked on green. We only have 1 green source, so we can't 2-spell green right now. Now with the Firewalker we can, but Outrider will be a 3-2. It becomes a 4-3 and still just straight up trades with the Firewalker. So I'm going to go, I think we provoke the Firewalker. Huh. Interesting, GY. I really like the Cav in aggro. It's a bear, which is fine. You just need 2 drops in these things. And then when it can haste out something else bigger later, I like it. I'm not saying it's great, but I mean, I think as a curve filler for 2, it's fine. But here we are. Provoke or not provoke. Let them Firewalk. Don't let them Firewalk. We don't have a ton of removal. But we do have Outrider plus Struggle if they play something. But see, they have to play something with like 2 power. They might, I mean, it's Boros, they're likely to. I'm going to provoke. And I'm going to do it while shields are down. I didn't say I would take cavalry over seekers and liberators or whatnot, but I'm not unhappy to play them in my aggro decks, that's all. So unfortunately, nothing to Outrider here, but at least we didn't lose an Outrider to any of this nonsense. So I'm gonna just put this out there and pass. I'm not gonna two for one us just to take out the Ravager. If we find something, we have some Lindy. We have a Lindy. We have 2 Lindies, right? Bergstrider, Spirit, Glade Warden, Draugr Necromancer. We got some creatures we could draw that give us a good fight. There we go. Not bad, not bad. We can even get a Snowland that makes this bigger. And we don't need it to be... Let's get... Again, World Tree is just already going to give us everything we need. It doesn't even matter. So we'll take Forest. Island Forest. Whatever. Snowland. And then... I guess we're taking out the Ravager and not the Cav here. But it does mean that I'm not attacking because I don't want to trade Spirit for Cav. It's summoning sick anyway. I know the magic rules. Shut up, you don't. It's not strictly better if we know we're not going to cast our spells. In fact, the tap land is strictly better, true, because we're not going to spend it. We want to get a tap land out of our hand and onto the battlefield. So, called, checkmate, true. So this screams pump, right? I'm going to take this and see if we can find something off the top of the library to change the blocks for next turn. Yeah, nobody sends a cavalry into a 4/5 without something to do about it. I'm going to try and race for now. I don't know what this is about. It looks like they're going to go for an armory here. That's going to go get some scurry stuff. I'm trying to, but if we already feel like they have a run amok, we should probably just get in some damage. Yeah, or they're going to go get bound in gold and bind this thing. So I'm going to send in. Yep, exactly. Not going to block, so I'm going to send. Has True earned the meme?
Oh no, please! I can't read your crazy moon language!
Well, it's exactly as we expected. Abound in gold and equipment, and new meme for you.
Oh, here comes the flood.
Oh, Magic, he's so funny. I know we really wanted to support the World Tree and the path to the World Tree, so we're on 35 lands here. Might affect our outcome. Wow, favorite Peter Gabriel song? It's a long list of excellent songs. San Jacinto is up there for me. The classic, I mean, I've kind of fell in love with Peter Gabriel from the So album in, what, 85, 86, and especially Say Anything. And the In Your Eyes, Say Anything scene kind of makes it hard not to just say In Your Eyes, but... Activate World Tree? We didn't have the mana, and... Yeah, we didn't have the mana. Biko. I'm going to go with Biko, actually. Biko is the best Peter Gabriel song. Biko was on my short list of first names for a male child for a long time for me. Keep this. Not really. I don't. I'm a big prog fan, but I don't know. Maybe I should go back and give early Genesis a closer listen. I feel like I did that a decade ago, and it didn't land for me quite the same way as other prog does. I just kept every time I try early Genesis, I'm like, why am I not listening to different prog? Biko, as in Stephen Biko, B-I-K-O. But if Peter Gabriel wrote a song about salsa, I'd be in for that too. Sneaky awesome Peter Gabriel song you might not have heard because it was on his more recent album is Growing Up. I really like the song Growing Up from more recent Peter Gabriel. More recent being like 10 years ago or something like that. 15 now, I don't know. We'll foretell this though. I think I used Growing Up on the Starting Soon at one point. I think it was the theme. Well, what do we want to get going here? I like Seeker to threat. Next turn we can seek, find a land, and behold. Or we can threaten to block the Recluse if we just want to do that. You like Bow? If they send in the Recluse, we get to send in the Seeker. That's okay. Although I guess maybe we don't want to take 2 hits from it. The thing is, we're good on mana. Like, I don't even care if we activate the Seeker here. We've got our core. We're just missing our Black Splash, and we've got the Behold. We'll see what they want to do. Maybe they stay back to threaten the Seeker, because a lot of people don't like the idea of free Seeker activation, so if they don't have anything to kill it... Hey, there you go. I mean, that's not bad to pull their removal. Now we can go Highland Forest, Elven Bow, and I like that play next turn. I mean, worst era for music, I think, was like the 1780s. There was nothing going on in the 1780s. It was like, hope you like Beethoven, because nothing new's coming out for you now. So I don't know how you can say the 1980s were the worst if you haven't really done the comparison to the 1780s. Okay, sorry, then I'm wrong. Obviously, I'm making S up. Point being that calling any era the worst era asks of you to define your eras. Here we're going to go Outrider, Hold Up, Behold. That seems fine. All right, so then 1780s is like one of the better eras. I like the rock joke, though. Honestly, I thought Mozart was older than that. I would have guessed younger for Mozart, or earlier. But that's the thing. If you're going to compare the 80s to the 60s, 70s, 90s, and 2000s, and now the teens, then I'm with you. It's probably the worst. But it's a short list of excellent, all of them with excellent stuff going on. I agree that 80s has a lot of forgettable, really 80s sound is the most dated, although 70s can be pretty dated too, but 80s kind of can be dated sounding in an off-putting way if you're not into the retro. But there's plenty of just excellent music from the 80s. There's plenty of excellent music from every decade, of course. Well, that's what I mean. If you're into the sound specifically, it can be cool, but it's a very distinctive sound. We're gonna offer this block. I mean, I'll trade for Trick or whatever. I mean, this is a 1/1 elf at the end of the day. If they want to use a spell on it, awesome. Oh, thanks, Jim. My favorite album ever came out in the 80s. One Graceland by Paul Simon. All right, I love an Ice-Hide Troll at this stage in the game. The Snow Forest gives us double activation, so even though we're kind of okay on land, I'm actually going to keep it because it's a Snow Forest. Fenner says we don't need the land, but Fenner, note that it brings us up to exactly 4 snowlands, aka double activation. I think that might be worth it, but also, I guess single activation. Yeah, it's true that we can't kind of keep up double activation, so I'll do it. I'm with you. We'll also likely find another snowland soon enough, and for the time being, we can keep 1 activation up, and that has to be enough. So we want to get green from our snowland and non-snow from the others. Troll it up. That's why I think, hand waving away a decade of music is just kind of silly, but stack ranking decades of music is fine. It doesn't mean the good music of the decade is invalidated. Ranashore starts to look pretty good in terms of clearing some counters off this God of the Tree and making for some good attacks. I mean, those bands formed in the 80s. Horglus? H0RG1U5? I'm sure that's how you want it pronounced, right? Horgius. All right, that's some attackers, but I got a Icehide Troll. What you gonna do about this Icehide Troll? You're gonna give me a creature to your Icehide Troll. I am in for this. Pring, come, yes, you attack. You bring those men. You attack. We eat. Guess we'll take out the 5/4 over the 5/2. That's true. We could trade the Outrider for the Spider. The Frostpeak Yeti is about to get big though, and then we can provoke it. I don't see giving up a creature here when we're at 16. Go do your Wikipedia research, Horgius, and then come back to us. I mean, Bleach was released in the 80s. And now we can get 2 of these niceys. Don't have that double activation, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. A lot of options here, really. A lot of options. I kind of like second troll attack with first one. I don't know why I didn't attack with the Outrider, too. I'm getting a little distracted because I love talking music, I think. But I should have just sent the Outrider as well if we're attacking. That's right. Let's focus in and not make future mistakes. I'm going to go with the Icehide Troll plan on D. And then we have Provoke up and Activation up. Gives us a couple of things up, basically. Oh, wait. Cancel. I got to get some of the right green here. There we go. Much better. Outrider does threaten double block, and we might even use it, given that it's done some useful stuff already, but we'll see. Let's see what they want to do here. It's all phrasing, right? The 80s gave us Nirvana and Soundgarden, but surely if you said Nirvana, Soundgarden, what era of music does that take you back to? It wouldn't be the 80s, right? It would be the 90s. See what they want to do here. If they swing in, we'll provoke something. Might just provoke anyway here. We can provoke, run ashore both of their remaining behind, and then get in for a ton. Let's do that. Ooh, struggle. We could even, let's see, if we pumped, we can make a 5/4 indestructible and then struggle after combat. If we do it before combat, it taps and we can't attack. I just like the run ashore plan. That's fine. This is good. And goes shield down on Icehide Trolls. If they find a Demon Bolt, they could get one of them, but they're not going to, probably not going to get both Icehide Trolls while shields are down. funny. The bow never really did anything else, but it did cause Oppo to trade a Snakeskin Veil for a 1/1 token. Bergie, love it. And we still have 2 snow up as well. Let's knock down Cavalry here. It's a forced block. We can pump Troll and win if they don't block. Or they can scoop and we can win. Yeah, I was in college from 90 to 94, so the grunge era exploded while I was in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s in college. Yeah, it's funny when people talk about, oh, the 80s sucks, or the 80s whatever, in terms of musical opinion, whatever your musical opinion, it generally means it's referring to 80s pop music. It's not referring to all the music that came out in the 80s. It's referring to what people think of as the 80s sound, which is heavy synth, light content, you know? That is a keep. Can't cast this Necromancer yet, but we're 2 lands of any kind away from being able to do it. Nothing to do on 2, so I'm happy to play this Fjord out. At least it's something to do on 2 effectively. What's my favorite Rush song? I mean, Tom Sawyer is the song that made me fall in love with Rush as a... When was that? 1980? 81? When was Moving Pictures? 81? 82? I was like 8 or 9 or 10 when that came out. And I was like, whoa. Tom Sawyer, man. That's great. But as I became a deeper fan... I don't know. What is my favorite? I don't know. No snow creatures to Boreal Outrider up here. Verdict, all right. Wasn't doing anything anyway. Appetite for Destruction coming out was a watershed moment for music in the 80s for sure. Guns N' Roses knocked on the door of cheesy synth and said, hey, we have a new idea. New plan, everybody, new plan. And then Guns N' Roses ruled for like 4 years until Nirvana came in and said, new plan, everybody, new plan. I remember listening to Appetite for Destruction for the first time with my buddy Chris, actually the guy I've played Board Game Arena with a bunch on stream. But we went to high school together, and back in high school discovering Appetite for Destruction, we were listening to the album and looking at the liner notes and trying to figure out who the second singer was. Because it was clear that that band had 2 singers, right? There was the low singer and the high singer. There was the guy who was shrieking and the guy going, where do we go? And then we were like, it's the same guy? What? Axl Rose, say what you want, but that man has some pipes. Okay, let's see. This does say non-land permanent. We could send the pick back, knock the rune off of it. But yeah, we can just Necro to set up Provoke. Good call. With the 6th land, we can just actually finally cast this thing. Let's do that, sure. I'm scared of Demon Bolt too, but what you gonna do? In fact, it looks like that's probably what it is. Suspend, there's a pause on one card here. Now they're gonna let this resolve and bolt it. Boo earns. Why on earth don't you, Siriana? Siriana has not come close to receiving a timeout on this channel yet, but disparaging Velvet Underground to me might be just such a reason. Yes, if we bounce the pick, the aura falls off. The aura can't stick to the pick in hand, and this doesn't say return auras to hand, it says return pick to hand. One does not need drugs to enjoy the Velvet Underground. That's a lot of quality. We're gonna have to provoke the Berserker and run these two ashore or something. But Berserker's got to get provoked right quick. We could bounce both of these, although I do want to bounce this pick, or we're not gonna be able to defeat the lifelink long term. Can't run ashore what? Oh, the tax, sure, yeah, thanks. 8 mana is a lot. So all we can do is provoke the Berserker, and that's what we're gonna do. Well, right now, Redain being on the god side is looking pretty good for Oppo. Certainly things are not looking very good for us, although we can... I guess we get the Glade Warden out, or I guess we Frost Peak. I don't know how we win here. I guess Glade Warden as 3 mana. We do this now, because next turn, our turn could be Frost Peak, activate Glade Warden on Frost Peak. I don't like our chances here, but just trying to find some reasonable things to do. Oh, that's what... Sorry, and then I did it in the wrong order, sorry. You heard what I meant to do, I just didn't execute correctly. My brain and my hand did different things there. Not the first time, not the last time. And yeah, we could be on trade for mob here. I don't know how we just take 8, but I don't know how we like mob. This prevents. This doesn't kill mob is the problem. Redain, or this card prevents 1 damage. So this does 2, and this does 2. Oh, it's still trade. Sorry, so that's still enough. Yeah, we got to do it, right? We got to do it. I was thinking it wouldn't even work, but at least through the damage reduction, we still get 4 damage on the mob. Oh, right, it's not on shield side anyway. I'm giving it powers it doesn't even have. Still 2 for 1 regardless, and we're going to have to take it. No, it would work. That's what I figured out. Stops 1 damage per source, so it would deal 4 total and still kill the mob. But then, of course, we weren't even on the right side, so it didn't matter. And we're getting blown out. I'm going to move on. We can't really recover from this. Yeah, I get you. I know there's no reduction, but I'm saying if it were, that would have worked through it. But it doesn't work through getting 2 for 1. It sure looked like they had a nice plan given the attack, but we didn't have any choices. I'm going to do that here. Blown out. Can work with this. Behold, Foretell on 2, Mistwalker on 3, have Behold and Mists on 4. Well, Alucardio, I mean, the first, let's see, what's the first card with a creature type god? Probably Theros, right? Was there, well, I don't know. No, there was some false god stuff, but like the first big cycle of gods that I remember was in Theros, and these were just indestructible. They weren't returned, they weren't come back. I don't think there's any hard and fast rules that way. So, well, we could path here, but I like Behold still, I think. We have our mana for turn 4 already. And giving us a couple turns, we'll figure out what we need to path for. And we have the World Tree setting up to fire this off on any 7 lands, because the World Tree at 6+ makes everything tap for everything. Always scary to know what a Dream Devourer is foretelling. I'm gonna go with the Mistwalker play here, though. I've actually played it. I tried it out. It was the real problem. The thing that's really difficult about this card is the fact that it is 0 power. It has 0 natural power. If it just even had like was a 1/3 or even like a 1/2 maybe, I don't know. The fact that it can do nothing unless you are foretelling power-wise is a big drawback. So I do think this is a free-ish block. It can become a 2/3, but then unless this is a pump spell, I mean, basically I'm willing to trade with a card in hand if this is a real trick. But part of the reason we play Mistwalker is what a good blocker it is. So we got the Mists and the Behold. I like playing out this island here and just passing with Behold and Mists up. And even to an extent Broken Wings, but I don't think that's what we're going to be running. You like the path? I don't think we need path yet. I like Behold and path when we understand what we're short on. Although it doesn't matter. Again, the World Tree just makes it so the path can get whatever. See, one reason to do it this way is now we can miss and pump and kill. Let's... In fact, I'm going to do that. Gonna try. They didn't have anything for the Dream Devourer last time. You like missed first? I guess I could have missed it first. Yeah, that's fair. But pump first for sure. Tonga wants to play around Veil. That's totally reasonable. But if they have it... They have it. All right. Turned Miss from 2 mana medium removal to 4 mana okay removal, but then Jarl gets us for the killer blow. All right. We have 5 mana total. We can bow plus behold. Then we don't have... We can also bow plus world tree. That seems fine. Let's do that. Then we can guarantee this 6 next turn. Play Veil, and then 7th should be right around the corner with the behold. Definitely starting with... Definitely bowing, right? And then it's, then I am going to go ahead and path, since I didn't save any blue anyway. And shouldn't matter, but we'll get a mountain. We get snow. I guess we want snow, all things considered, if we assume that the world tree is not going to get destroyed. So I'll get some more snow. Yeah, Tongo, I might reach out. You got to help me. I'm a tax disaster, let me tell you. Just a tax disaster. I'm willing to trade this token for the Jarl. We'll see what happens. You can make an argument that Path kills the Jarl, so we don't need to do it that way, but seriously, with the token, I don't see why we shouldn't offer the 1/1 token for that. Gotta give up wings now. Doesn't have a target. And then I guess we don't even care about Veil. We'd rather have the untapped land with the world tree about to make it all work. Well, Dynasty, it's funny how you sometimes only see that on the rewatch, right? But don't worry. Magic is a game that makes boneheads out of all of us. I'm gonna go Behold on open with a Behold here. Nothing else to do, so let's see what's going on in the deck. I think we keep both of these. We can play the Yeti right now, and then it can struggle the Devourer or the Troll if they go shields down. And we do have 2 lands to get to the 7 we're going to need to fire off the World Tree, right? So we've got the lands we need. Yeah, I like this. We'll keep them both. Yeah, good point. No double snow yet, but always worrisome, so maybe we can get it before they find the double snow. Hey, Cheese, thanks for the resub. 9 months, very nice. Well, Oppo in the tank a bit. That's probably all right for us. That's less than awesome. Icehide Troll, pretty cool. But I think, well, we can go Ice... Yeah, let's just go Icehide and Struggle. Let's not waste time, right? We Icehide, Struggle, and then we can fire off the World Tree next turn. Looks good. Yeti is very it's below replacement. I'm gonna pull off calling it actively bad. I mean, it does have activated unblockability. It is like it. As always with cards in limited, my question is, what's its job? And it does have the job of finish a long game. It can do that. I can't call that card bad, just outright bad, given that given it has that job capability. That being said, it's definitely under replacement, and we're running it because we gotta run 40 cards. So we got to provoke. They've got an Outrider. We're going to send in and probably just World Tree this turn. They can't really block this. I mean, we could stay back on defense, because ostensibly we're behind in the race, but we're about to deal them 2 damage. We can threaten damage on one of their creatures. If they send the Dream Devourer, we have make a 2/2, deal 2, and block and kill the Dream Devourer. And we also have just provoke instead, if we want to do that instead. Yeti is really bad against aggro. Against aggro, you need to block, and making 4 mana 3/3s to block your opponent's weenies that are all equipped up is just not a winning play. So that's one of the reasons it's under replacement, is it's extremely bad against certain decks. So this doesn't really do anything until they have a legendary creature, which they don't right now. Yeah, I think I actively don't want it, but when you get pressed and have to do what you have to do, you can do worse, right? So we are going to go for taking out the Devourer, I guess. Bergie coming down to hold down the Outrider is going to be nice. Yeah, they can kill the bear. That's fine, though. I'm down with that. Wow, interesting. Double Dream Devourer deck. Let's go here. Well, this Necromancer showing up is interesting. But I still think I want Bergie. Then we Necromancer next turn. Oh, we could 2-spell this turn, although we can also Bergie hold up activation. Necro, and we have a Devourer. Is that how that works? Maybe I need to read my card. Doesn't look like it works the way we want. Oh yeah, if we provoke theirs. Yeah, sure, I see what you're saying. Do we want that? I don't think that's very good. What about just Bergie and go here? I'm gonna go Bergie and go. That's what my gut says. And I kind of like, do you like getting the extra 2 here? It goes shields down on Icehide Troll, but if they find the removal to punish us for that, then we have Necromancer provoke and they're out of removal. Like if they use up removal on Troll, then Necro lives, right? So yeah, we can also equip. And that does more damage over time, ostensibly. In that case, I should have equipped first, but... Get him to 10. Yeah, let's get... I'll get him to 10. I'm going to get him to 10. I like that if they now use removal, we just have they're down removal with us with the Necromancer. And yeah, maybe I should have done second main if I wasn't going to do that. I do owe you Kaldheim chill though.
All right, everyone, chill.
Thank you, Scotty. Kind of you. Appreciate your support and the kind words. Oh, Veil is nice as well. What do we want to do with that? Probably Necromancer and then attack with Veil up. Veil and Provoke. We don't know what else is in their deck. They may have 4 other legends, but I still think it's a weak inclusion, yeah. And we could move this over and have both a Snakeskin Veil and a Pump available. Oh no, not a Pump, just a Snakeskin Veil if we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and send with the stuff in our hand available. Yeah, we can, as I say, we can go for the win on the Provoke, but they're not even gonna bother. All right. Nah, I tried Devourer, and it didn't do nothing, but it was not good enough. I think it's very, very, it just doesn't do enough. I experimented with it. You know, hey, let's check out this rare. Let's see what it can do. I actually liked it. You know, I liked what it was doing in Standard enough that I actually got some. Check this out. Here's what I think of that card. I like the card enough in the abstract that I picked up a bunch of foil copies from Card Kingdom. I actually spec'd on this card. It just does something weird enough that I think I could, you know, you could see some combo breaking it at some point. The thing that showed me the potential was when the deck that I was playing in Standard with it does, you play a Dream Devourer and you can foretell an Ugin on the next turn. And then when you're casting Ugin for 6 mana, that's quite the build around combo. So I was like, that seems interesting. I don't know what this is going to break down the road, but shaving 2 colorless mana off of super expensive spells is very real. Like I could imagine it with making Eldrazi come out way earlier, that kind of thing. Anyway, I thought it was interesting enough that I snapped up some foil copies just to see if later down the road they do something. I like doing that sometimes. And I do that with my Card Kingdom credit. That's why I sell the Card Kingdom and I sell for store credit. I keep some credit. And then when I get a little bug to make a Magic play, a little investment, little gamble, I can just kind of do it. And I got the credit waiting. All right. 3 and 2. Happy we made it to 3 wins. That's what a lot of people predicted, so maybe this is where the train ends. I don't think this deck is great by any stretch, so I'm happy to get to 3 wins with it. 4 wins would be a nice jump in prize support, though, going from that paltry 250 to like right? That's the jump from 250 to 1,000 at 4. And then, no, maybe we're already at 1,000, right? We did the big jump. That was the big jump. Now we're trying to jump to 1,400, I think. So that's good. This looks great. We have a Bind, which is our important card against early aggro. Multiverse Foretold on 2. And then, if nothing else, we can play Fjord and activate Multiverse on 3 if we get literally nothing else. But we probably have some chances. We have good chances to find other things to do by then anyway. Although nothing else to do here, so we'll Fjord on 1. Slick's going to go Forest into Behold. And then probably Island into Bind something, and then Forest into Provoke something. I think this is probably how we're going to play out this hand. Next turn we have Bind Behold. Into Provoke on 4. Assuming we get some land, which is highly likely. We're at 4 already with the Behold. And yeah, we'll go ahead and bind that. I could fire off the Behold with, quote, shields down, but they're not showing counter magic. So I'm going to scare them with representing other possibilities at instant speed here. Black-green elves can be aggro, but is ultimately pretty mid-range, and then try to go wide almost, in my experience, if you can get the rare at least. Maybe I've just gotten that rare a lot. Black-red Berserkers is a go-to of mine that's served us well around here. Maybe I should have cast Behold before that Glittering Frost landed in case of some crazy counterspell situation, but if they counter the Behold, we get this action behind anyway. Alright. Broken Wings and Icehide Troll. Broken Wings doesn't have anything right now except the Frost. We could take out the Frost, and a lot of decks are relying on their splash with these Frosts, so you can really knock out a splash with that, but probably just want to bin that barring a real target, a known target right now. But the Icehide Troll, maybe Icehide Troll also can go. We don't have the double snow yet. I'm going to do that. I didn't like either of those for where we were at. Snow Island. And we don't have any dead creatures yet. I'm going to go Glade Warden just because it's the one that I think if it died, I wouldn't care. And also we do have a giant, a thing that counts giants in the deck. I'm going to go with Glade Warden as... Look at all these weak hill giants we have. I'm going to go with this hill giant. Yeah, I don't really care about that at all. Happy to eat a bolt there. Does suggest Glittering Frost may be critical to their mana. They're showing a second and a third and fourth color here. So too late for the Broken Wings now, but I'm just observing that maybe it would have been a more powerful play than I was giving it credit for. No value Bergie or not use all our mana Yeti. I'm going to go not use all our mana Yeti so that Bergie has something to do potentially next turn or the turn after. Maybe they'll kill it too, Again, maybe they can use another... Yeah, go for it. Kill it! Kill it with fire, Peter. Laughing at my wife over there, being silly. Sentinel doesn't do much here. Let's see what else they've got. A land, one Foretold card. I think we're in a good spot here. We've got 3 spells in hand that are already kind of trump whatever these could possibly be, with the exception of some crazy, I don't know, this could be Starnheim, so whatever. You know what I'm saying, though. Like, I think our our 3 spells are like, when really we have the Yeti out, so we got these 4 pieces of action to their 3 pieces of action. One of them's a Sentinel, and now we've extracted another bolt out of them, so great. Oh, interesting. I was all set to Lindy here. I still think we should. We can go Lindy here, and then next turn Outrider Provoke, and then Bergie after that for a 5/5 Bergie that taps something down. We might not even get there. We might just win before. They might just scoop by then, but I definitely got to go Lindy here. Difference between a 6/6 Lindy and a 7/7 Lindy isn't that big a deal anyway, and spending all our mana effectively is a big deal. Love to see a juicy target for the Provoke, because then we get Outrider Provoke. Not really a juicy target, but we can Outrider pass and provoke the Sentinel if we think it's worth it. Hey, look, provoking the Sentinel looks to be worth it all of a sudden. Because it actively kills the Outrider, for that matter. They're on 1 random off the top draw. This card came off the top when they cast the rune. So we're looking pretty good as far as that goes as well. And we do get the Boreal Outrider provoke the Trolls play here. I'm going to go for it now. It'd be pretty unlikely for this to be the thing to save that, but maybe. Now we got Bergie as a 5/5 with an attacking Outrider. I want them to try and stabilize with a medium creature that we can Strider out of the way for 1 turn and then beat with the Strider. Hey, look, it's a medium creature. Just what I asked for. Good work, Oppo. I mean, it's a good creature, but in this situation, it's medium. Let's go with... we don't have our World Tree yet, so I could play the white possibility there.
All right, everyone, chill.
I better just say Swamp. I mean, if we find our path to the World Tree, we'll wish this was on white, but if we find our Draugr, we'll be so happy this is on black. Good time zone, Foil King. Welcome. Itchy ear. Oppo in the tank. Hopefully is good for us. Seeing that land. Okay, now we get our swamp. Can I please have that on white now? Oh, well. Ah, well. I guess they're playing black. I could hold lands for Skull Raid. I'll save them for from now. That's pretty good. We can send into Bergstrider still. Getting a little flooded as well.
Oh,
boo.
Here comes the flood.
Could send in the Outrider if we think they're just going to kill it. And they looks like they are. I'm going to send in. I mean, they're probably going to block and eat. But there, hey, great. We got a trade. I love it. That's actually good for us. I mean, they had a free kill on that next turn, and we got a trade out of it. So I'll take it. Don't pump it. Uh-oh. If they pump it, we could be in trouble. They've been top decking, though. This was a top deck in and of itself, so hopefully they don't have additional action, but you never know. They could be drawing their best stuff. We're drawing lands. That's what we're doing. If we get another one, I'll give you part 2 of the Flood. Kind of a land, but not really. This counts as action. And now they have a forced block, which is excellent. It means the Angel Warrior is not going to be able to double strike Vigilance next turn. Unless they've got something here. No reason to Spirit ahead of time, right? Spirit here does nothing for us. So I'm going to send in the Strider. What does this mean? That they're not blocking? I mean, surely you have to? Unless this is something. We've got 2 lethal threats. If Oppo's looking to solve this problem with a single blocker, they can't. So they need... both of these cards need to be answers for these attackers. Each needs to solve 1 attack or they're dead. They're dead. We did it. 4 wins is great. Loving it. Super happy now, even if we don't pick up another win. Virtual profit. We even got 60 gems on the grind, so we're very close to profit just from that win. I'll start looking at upcoming calendar. I'm not sure when Strixhaven releases exactly or when the preview stream is, but as has been the case lately, I'll probably take some time off before the preview stream. But maybe we'll do it like we did before, and I'll take the Monday off, and then the Tuesday we'll do a primer, and then Wednesday for the preview stream. This is a keep. If this had flash, I would play the bind or the island, but it doesn't. You can click. I don't know about not standard. You can show the stuff in other formats, but some of it's going to be standard legal. I don't know if you can show standard illegal, if that's what you're asking. What do we want here? We can bind, and we could also just take 2 and path it up. Start finding some snow in addition. Kind of like that. Go find a snow... Although path needs to find us some off-colored land. Like, we need to get black or red, probably. So maybe for this turn, I'm just going to behold... Yeah, there is some code for that. I'm sure somebody in chat can help you. Yeah, booster. Yipe! Broken Wings is nice, though. That means we can drop this Snow Forest, and I kind of like hold for the equip and blow it up at end of turn if they don't. Take another 2 regardless, but getting rid of that Rune Crown here seems good. Path Bind would have been an option as well. Oh man, coming up Millhouse, left and right. That was great, of course. Now we need the World Tree just to find our land drop. I'm going to go World Tree to find land drop and then bind. I could go Behold to find land drop too, although then we don't have the guaranteed bind. So I'm going to go Path, finding one of our splash sources. And we have more red than black, so I'm going to take Mountain for now. Play that out and go ahead and bind the Glade Walker. Kind of just felt like a 2-for-1. We got the one of the Rune Crown came with something free, and then they tried to do this. We got the Rune Crown and then the thing they tried to do on it. It was just a clean 2-for-1. I don't know how it's anything more than that. Hopefully Ravager does something more later. I like a Behold the Multiverse, find our land drop, and then bow it up. Or Horizon Seeker it up, or even Troll it up, one of the two, but it definitely starts with Beholding.
Behold! Behold!
Don't want the Yeti right now, but we'll take the Forest to make sure we hit a land drop. We can Forest and Troll. Forest and Bow. We're not going to block the Kennel Master next turn. If there was something else to do with the 2 mana, you could make an argument for the Veil, but there's not. So I'm going to go with that. And I think I'd go with the Seeker. Because we don't have Troll activation next turn unless we draw a Snowland naturally. Which we can actually go and do with the Seeker, although then we paid 2, so we can't do that either. Anyway, if we naturally draw a Snowland, we could consider Ice-Hide Troll hold-up activation. We'll see. Village Rites gives them some value out of that creature. That's a nice play from them. Skull Raid. Okay, so need the Ravager. Maybe we don't Ravager. Maybe we don't need the Bow. Probably give up 1 Ice-Hide Troll. And then the question for me is whether we want to give up the Veil or the Bow. It is a warrior token. So that can get some extra Ravager action. That's fair. Got the World Tree. That makes me want to keep the Veil. So I'm going to ditch Elven Bow, though. I'm going to go Bow, Troll. And Veil. We don't have the black yet. And we can go get it here. So Veil on white, go get Swamp with the Seeker, sets up World Tree. We're close to the edge here. Maybe we play Ravager just to threaten to block the Master. But we can't do, let's see. Yeah, we can. We can even do that. So I think we do that. Play this on white. Send in Seeker. Activate it for a swamp. We've created our 5 colors. Oh, sorry, I did already play that. So let's play the Icehide Troll and take it. Sorry, I miscount. I forgot I already played a land. But that does set us up for World Tree next turn. And we can decide whether we want to chump here. Probably not chumping. Just got to take one more from the Kennel Master and hope that we stabilize next turn. I mean, Blood on the Snow... I try not to worry about rares. Not much to do with that. Oh, interesting here. So we have this Ravager, but we got to keep the Swamp or we don't get to fire off the World Tree. So we got to actually drop the Ravager and the Veil. But it puts us in a good spot here. And I'm going to not play around whatever's in their hand or the top of the library. We're going to go ahead and send in the Seeker. Because it's not blocking. And we're going to try to trade our Bear and the 2 damage for that Kennel Master. Draugr Struggle seems excellent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 6 if I activate this, and then we have Necromancer Foretell Struggle, so we can do it all, including hold up a mana for whatever that's worth. Thin the land. Get some more snow. Necro and Foretell. Once again, forgot I'd already played land, but we did get to do it all at least. Note how little we supported Path to the World Tree, but how we are still able to pull it off. I mean, you can just play to the little edges that let you pull this off sometimes, even without a lot of great support for it. Doing it twice is pretty good in this deck. I'm playing the Necromancer because it attacks for 4 and they're at 9, and I'd like to kill them. I mean, this is lethal. Right now we're showing 9 damage, so that's, I mean... Yes, I'm playing the Necromancer because it attacks for 4. And if they do something else, great. It's not lethal? 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, it's only 8. Math is hard. I need a math is hard meme for my... inability to add short columns of small numbers. I don't know how my brain got to 9 there. Wishful thinking, I guess. Never not world treeing there. Gives us everything we want. Yeah. That's just for today, though. I don't know if Sarkolagaz here is just being salty now or really trying to find a way to win this. Could be either one. Could be both. That's usually me, saltily trying to find a way to win this. Jarl! think is what they wanted, or I think that's what they knew it was going to do. They just didn't have anything else to do about it. This has flash, and it's not till end of turn or anything, right? So we can just wait now. But it did prevent some damage, right? I mean, I think they just had to prevent some damage and hope that they drew out of it here. But that's probably why they tanked for so long. They saw that that line was available, but they also saw that it didn't really do much for them. All right. I'll give a hair toss. This is going well.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
And of course, we made profit. I've lightened up on the Friday only on hair toss because we don't have that many celebratory memes. So gotta be celebratory where we can. I didn't have it on 5 wins either, Nebula. I was hoping for 4. 3 was going to be, yes, got to even. 4, all right. And now we're like past all right into great territory. We've only got green mana to this point, but World Tree on 6 says we have all our mana, and Spirit even says we can find something to help us out before 6. So I'm going to keep this. Funny. More green. Still feeling okay. Long as we get to 6 mana, 6 land, I should say, we're going to be in great shape. And now we're but 1 land away from pulling that exactly off. Nothing to do on 2 in the format. Feels bad, man. Not even a foretell, but Oppo didn't do anything either, so. Ice-Hide Troll, sure. Might even block the Seeker. I don't think this Ice-Hide Troll isn't particularly important for the next several turns of this game, so I'm willing to trade it off. If they don't just outright kill it, which often people do. Kill trolls on sight before they get to regen. In this case, that's part of why I like leading with the troll. I really don't care about it to the point that I'm going to block with it here. Maybe they would have used a demon bolt on it or something. But we will go ahead and offer the trade, and then they probably got to spend their turn searching for land, which is going to give us another turn to set up on our own. Setup of our own. Worm, bear, spirit, yeti, giant, wizard. Those are 5 unique words, or 6 unique words on those type lines. More forest, just what we wanted. At least it's a snow forest, and at least we do have all our mana next turn. So given that, let's get untapped lands, or do we want... We're 2 turns away from everything, so we do need colored mana next turn if we want to cast something. So we probably want Snow Island so that we can actually do something next turn. Snow Mountain would have been fine too. We could have potentially Ravagered, but I like Yeti. Island Yeti or Island Bind even. We'll see. Binding Yorn seems reasonable here. True. They have some land destruction colors, but what are we going to do? I guess we got to hope they don't take out our world tree before we get some work done in this game. All right, only 2 spells here. We can do one of our... We can Frost Peak, hold up Snake Skin. But I think we want to bind the mob. So let's just do that. Bite the bullet. Bind the mob. This only untaps snow permanents, right? And that's not a snow permanent. And then we do have Snakeskin Veil if we need it. All right, pick is good. It looks like, well, let's see. Yeah. I think we're going to get to eat Yorn here because of the veil. Ooh. We get to blank 1 chapter of Arnie and hold on. Now they know that they're going to know not to attack with Yorn, but still, this is nice. I was hoping we got to eat Yorn, but stopping an Arnie fight is decent as well. I'm down on Arnie Slays the Troll as an early pick, but when you can grab this late and you've got the beef to make it work, it's one of the high-value cards pointed out by the 17 lands breakdown from the statistician, that Arnie Slays the Troll, it's not necessarily an early pick, but it's one that goes later than it should. All right. We'll drop another island. And now, let's see. Ravager, again, doesn't give us any doubles. I'm going to go ahead and Lindy and... I guess Lindy and send in Spirit, but this is going to become a 6/6, which can at least... Lindy can threaten to block, so that's decent. We'll send in the Spirit first. All the fight stuff is targeted, right? I don't think there's anything that says fight that doesn't involve target. I mean, maybe there's something... I mean, I say maybe because you could design a card, you know, the creature with your greatest power fights the creature an opponent controls with the greatest power, right? So, now it doesn't have to. You could come up with... You could force fighting in the rules by... defining the targets without targeting, right? Use rules language that picks the fighters without using the word target. You could do that. I just don't... I don't know if the game has done that, is my question. So, now Yeti becomes a reasonable card here where it starts to get in. We're going to hold Lindworm back against the big god here. But Frostpeak starts to attack, so I'm going to play it and try to get there with the very medium Frostpeak Yeti. Could send the Spirit, I guess. It does trade with Yorn. Maybe we just get aggro. They're at 19. Yeah, we could do this. Although they're going to get 6 life, so the race is going to go into their favor. But then they can't really block, or else they lose that 6 life. So yeah, let's send in. I'm willing to do this. They still get 5, I guess. This is a reasonable trade for them. Now, do we want to block the Seeker? I'd say no. We'll go ahead and race here. They don't even want to attack. They're looking to defend. Interesting possible defense here. We could struggle. I don't like the open mana. They could have Squash that would make our struggle bad. I'm going to activate Yeti, send in, and see what they've got. See, they're pausing, and that's not explained by the Seeker. I feel like they've got squash, and I'm going to make them choose their squash target, and then we'll potentially struggle after that. Interesting choice for them, though. I think they have to squash the Lindy, but the Yeti is the thing that's getting through every turn. So it looks like maybe they'll 2-for-1 themselves with some other piece of removal. That's fine with us as well. Lindy, if it gets us a 2-for-1, wonderful. Looks like that's probably what it is here. I'm going to go foretell the struggle and play the Ravager. Ravager can go to face for a point, and then is just another large creature staring down an Oppo running out of answers. Not the greatest Basalt Ravager, but I mean, I think this is why the card is so fine. I mean, its worst case is that it's a 4/2 that pings for 1. I mean, that's just the floor. Now, we don't like that card. This is not a... What I just did there is not a card we would play happily. But as worst case scenarios go, it's not bad. That's not bad either. I mean, you can go ahead and send in the Hoggy Mob, but you don't really have the window to do that here. Wow. Mill to the house. Oh, yeah. Casual 6/2 with a deck none of us particularly cared for. Gonna play one more here for all the marbles, but I'm gonna take a quick bio break before we do. Hang tight. Nice, here we go. Looking for 7. Yeah, 3-player politics. Run ashore has a job in decks like this, as you can see. And even when it's not at its best, like when it's not just tempoing out an Oppo for you to get through for the win, there's just so much going on with +1/+1 counters and equipment and auras that lock down your creatures. You just can find a lot of things to do with a run ashore on 6, it turns out. And it's a hefty tempo loss. Yeah, I can see if Marshall's going to be around. But it's not going to matter. Like, checking in with... like, it never does anything. I don't get him on air any faster, so really we just need to keep an eye out for him. Is LSV already on? Because then it's great, because if LSV is doing that thing again, we can raid LSV and he'll eventually raid Marshall, or you can always head over there too. All right, hyper aggro. So when you're up against a diamond player in the 6/2 bracket who opens on a card that's largely unplayable, it's someone who's figured out where to play it. Like, this is definitely part of their plan, and we should be worried because we are not good against decks where this is good. Let's go red-blue, though, as our starting point. Then green gives us everything on 2. So this, I'm already worried this could be where this comes to a screeching halt if they aggro out on us. But it would be my just desserts to lose to a deck I have found so much success with in the format. Oh, I should have played the forest. Sorry, I was feeling like, of course, this format, you need to play something on 2. But now I've just uselessly played an untapped land when I could have played a tapped land. We'll see if that haunts us or not. We have enough going on that we should have some time to slide this in, but that was a clean mistake to not play the forest there. The Highland Forest, that is. Although, clean mistake to be playing against red-black aggro with no 2-drops. So now we are just desperately trying to trade with whatever we can. We have plenty of land, so I'm going to start with the Horizon Seeker and try to trade that off. Then we'll go with Yeti, try to trade that off, and then we'll go with Icehide Troll and try to hold up activation. But I really thought we were dead as soon as a good opponent played a Dusk Wielder on turn 1 when we're on a deck that does not handle aggro well. Man, I would send the Dusk Wielder. Like, why wouldn't, like, Gunchi, why not offer me the Dusk Wielder? Like, if I block and eat the Dusk Wielder and take 8, you are so happy with that. Anyway, I never would have blocked that in a million years. We got to trade for something real. And we got to trade for something 3 power that doesn't create something else. So we're going to just block the Dwarf. And we were 100% going to block the Dwarf whether this attacked or not. So I think they should have attacked there. Now we can go Island, Frost Peak. They didn't show removal, so maybe we can stabilize here. We got to go Frost Peak and see. If they didn't have it before, should be an eat here and an eat here. And if they only attack with the Berserker, we can consider offering the trade given that we're about to go Icehide. Yeah, so they're only sending that, and they're saying they don't have tricks right now, and maybe eventually we path, but we need to keep blocking. Yeah, I'm going to block here. Especially the Tormentor's Helm means we just can't take this spare damage. Move that to the Liberator, then we might have to provoke it. Great deck, Oppo. Not surprising given the situation and the record. But we're also not dead yet, right? I don't know if we'd be at 4. They would be at, definitely be at, yeah, I don't know. But last turn we would have taken the 3 and eaten something. So I don't mind that they didn't do it last turn, but they definitely should have done it the turn before, which maybe could have changed it for this turn. We can go Icehide Path, but being able to save the troll is going to be part of its value here. I think we might just be dead with the go wide they have in the Berserker. But that's what I thought. We were going to die to it. This is just not our matchup. And I'm so happy we made it to 6 wins with this deck. You're not going to get me salty about losing to a bad matchup in the in this bracket. So good job, Oppo. Nice deck. You know, I respect that plan, and it certainly got us here. But 6 and 3 is a very happy result for this deck for sure. No problem. Profit, and really we were not expecting anything great here. I'm gonna give you a refund. I don't have that hooked up, and I don't want to go digging for it, Rob. I'll save it for the next time I'm actually Rakdos, not when I lose to Rakdos. And I'm gonna go ahead and call Hat's Raid Captain complete, because I am gonna send you off now in a roundabout way to Marshall. But I'm gonna start you with Luis, and then Luis is gonna kick it to Marshall when he's done. So it all works out. I'm going to start the raid even. I haven't even said goodbye to YouTube friends yet, but we'll get the raid started, claim this prize, move to Soapbox. That was great. That was unexpected success with that deck. I'll take it. When your underwhelming decks manage to get profit, it's a good day of Magic. Thanks for watching, YouTube friends. We'll catch you in the next one. Remember that Card Kingdom has all sorts of upcoming Strixhaven pre-orders waiting for you. Check them out. And thanks all for hanging out today. Hope you had fun. Say hi to Luis, and we'll catch you at the next stream.